Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's time again for another knife of the day. I'm doing something special tonight. It's a Monday night. I have to go away for a couple of days on business. I am recording 3 videos. This usually is the series and will continue to be the series Monday through Friday, every day, Monday through Friday, where I highlight one knife out of my collection. We've started with the Spydercos over 165 days ago. We're continuing with my Spyderco collection. It's a biggie. And then we'll move on to the Chris Reeve and the Browse blades and the Striders and the customs and the case knives. Can't wait to show you guys the case knives. We do this one knife at a time, one day at a time. But I'm doing 3, and they're all 3 new knives. So if you're watching this video in 2017, go check out the other 2 that I'm posting. I don't care if you're watching it in 2017 or 2030, if YouTube's still around. Go check out the playlist. I have a playlist of all of the knives of the day. I'm going to refer to some of those knives that I've already done because sometimes Spyderco has new knives that are updates of older knives, and this is one of them. The knife of the day today is the new, as of 2017, Spyderco Chinook 4. Oh, I love when Spyderco does this. First of all, when you hear things like a Chinook 4, a Paramilitary 2, a Mannix 2, whatever, a Delica 4. The reason you hear about that is Spyderco has this quality improvement standard that they have for their company. So while they have these ongoing knives like the Endura, the Mannix, the Delica, the Native, these ongoing knives, they continue to improve them, to add new things to them. Well, when they come out with a new knife like this Chinook 4, it really makes us Spyderco fans go crazy. I'm in love with this knife. I really am. This is one of the earlier versions. Now, these are knives from the really wonderful custom knife maker James Keating. You can see the original, this big, chunky knife. It was an all-purpose knife. I happen to have a combo blade with the spider edge as well as a plain edge. But the originals came out as these big all-purpose knives with that American Bowie blade. You see that? Big, chunky, wonderful backlock. Just a real nice knife. Full liners. This is an earlier one. It's discontinued. I actually talked about this knife earlier on in this series, so go check out the playlist on this channel and you can see this original big chunky that is now not available. But as you can see, the newer one, well, it still has that great all-purpose, we call it EDC these days, right? An everyday carry, but it still holds that American Bowie blade. You see that? Still has that wonderful Bowie blade, but it is thin because now we want to keep them in our pockets, right? Everyday carry, a nice pocket knife that's not as heavy and thick as this. So let's talk about it. The other thing about the older one is, the older ones only had a clip, one clip, only right hand, and only tip down. Well, a lot of things have changed since this knife was made, but the knife here, well, they changed it a little. You could do right hand or left hand, but still only tip up. Only tip down on the older one, tip up on this one. But let's talk about that blade. Another thing that has changed, this older Chinook had 440V steel, one of the earlier steels. It was made in the USA. The updated Chinook upgraded the steel to S30V steel. A good American steel, right? Crucible CPM, but it's made in Japan. You're going to start to see a lot of Spyderco knives, as Eric Glesser, the son of the founder, Sal Glesser, said, they just don't have enough room in Colorado to do all the knives that they're putting out, but they're spending a lot of time shipping American steel to Japan. And so you're going to see a lot of S30V knives, the knives that were made in the USA, but they're upgrading the steel and shipping to Japan American steel to put into their knives. So this is Crucible's S30V steel on the newer knife. It is so much thinner, so much lighter. Spyderco has learned a lot since the first knives, and so has James Keating. So this is the Chinook 4, thinner, a lot lighter, and a wonderful EDC knife. So it has that Bowie shape, the American Bowie shape, as you can see, and of course with the Spyderco, it's full flat ground. The other one was not, a hollow ground. Full flat ground, wonderful slicer. Nothing's better than a nice slicer on an everyday carry. Thick enough stock. It has swedges on the top to cut off some of that weight, that blade weight, but also to make it look better. On both sides. Just feels great in the hand. That blade, this is not a small knife. 3.9-inch blade. The edge, 3.7. Almost all of it is edge, 3.7 inches. The total size of this knife is 8.9 inches. At the end, I'll compare it to the military and the paramilitary to give you a good look at this. Obviously, it's thinner and longer than the older version, but just a real nice knife. It weighs 5.6 ounces. It's not a light knife. It's funny though, I guess because it's thin, it's really nicely balanced. They kept, while it is thinner, they did keep, I love how the handle, they kept that hook on the bottom for pulling. It just is real secure. How it bends up, it feels really great in the hand. Black G10 scales, full liners. They're skeletonized. You can see them cut out to save some of the weight. I told you about the clip, right hand, left hand. Now here's something interesting about the back lock. Now the original had a back lock, and you know, Spyderco loves their back locks. It's something that Eric Glesser keeps talking about, how the evolution of the back lock has taken place. Well, what Spyderco did on this, let me bring out the beast, the Tatanka. Oh man, this is a big... Did I pronounce that right? Sorry it's late. But it's the beast. I have a review of the biggest Spyderco knife that I own, folding knife, and it's right here. But one thing that Spyderco introduced with this big knife was what they call, and it's theirs, the power lock. The power lock. It's the Spyderco power lock. So it is a back lock, but it has two parts instead of just one. You're used to pressing the back lock and having this part come open. It releases the pin at the knife and it moves down. This has two distinct parts. And when you push it down, it releases another part inside of this knife. So it gives it that super, especially when you're talking about a big blade like this one, it gives you, now the back lock is a very secure lock, but even more security. That is the Spyderco power lock. They put it on the Chinook, even though it's not as big as the knife you just saw. But Spyderco says that James, look, I own a lot of knives. I use them. I carry a lot of knives. But obviously this could be used as a tactical knife, but an EDC knife too. I usually carry my knives like this. I don't do a lot of reverse carry, but a lot of James Keating knives are set up to be used in a reverse grip. And what Eric says is that gives you more, strike. Maybe you'll strike something on the back. So they wanted more security. So instead of just a back lock, they put a power lock. See? The two parts of it. Just really nice. A lot of security in this. It releases just like a plain lock, but it gives you that extra security. This is the knife of the day. It is the brand new Spyderco Chinook 4. An upgrade from the original Chinook, still by James Keating. Still has that American Bowie blade, but a lot thinner, a lot lighter, a lot more modern. Here it is compared to the Spyderco Military and the Paramilitary. So you get a sense of that size. It's a real knife, okay? Has a new power lock. And Spyderco shipped S30V steel to Japan to get it done. The original was American made with American steel. There you have it. That's the knife of the day. I hope you enjoyed. If you like these knives of the day, usually they're Monday through Friday. If you like these knives of the day as I walk you through my collection, one knife at a time, one day at a time, don't forget to like it. I got to stay up late to do them. Usually I'm up early right before I run off to work late to do them. If you enjoy that, give me some likes. Let me know that you're out there. Don't forget to subscribe. That helps out. And turn on your notifications. All those people who didn't turn on their notifications will miss these new videos and these new Spyderco knives. Hey, take good care of yourselves so you can take good care of your families. If you're in Florida, my thoughts are with you and your family. My oldest daughter and my 5 grandkids are in Florida, but they went to Atlanta with her sister. So I'm so happy that they're all safe and together. So I hope all of you in Florida made it out okay. Have a wonderful day. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.